Hey guys, it's Spaces Sims, and we are back with more Sympathy Kiss, continuing Yoji's route. We did bang our boss, so technically, yeah, and we were just investigating the accident, and okay, he's covering for his friend, clearly. Okay, all right, whatever. So anyway. By the time we returned to the nearest train station, the sky had turned completely dark.
I'm pretty pooped. How about you?
Always smiled to cheer me up.
It feels like we took a step in the right direction, only to hit a dead end. Trouble is, we're running out of time before the competition. What should we do next?
Blackmail that dude. Hold on. There was no music when we started, so I had to check it. It's perfectly fine right now. Okay. I was like, it'll be janky because there was none for me to check when we started. Anyway. We walked side by side, each taking turns letting out long sighs. Staring at the twinkling stars above, I felt resolved on what to do next. On what I'd do next. Well, I felt resolved on what I'd do next, and that is Yoji. We're gonna go do him, because that would make me feel better. Might make him feel better. And then, and then we'll figure it out. We can clear our head a little bit. Seriously, let's bang this man again. Let's just come on. Come on. With time running out, the only way to get to the bottom of this was to speak with Director Kobase himself. Oh my god, wait a minute. We have got the perfect... Listen! I've got the perfect way to get him to tell us the truth. And Oe would be like, but he didn't tell anybody else the truth. Why would he tell you? Because I am sleeping with him, so I can sex it out of him. Got this. Or tease it out of him. What up? You know what I'm just saying? We gotta turn on our sexy charms and he'll just fucking spill. He'll spill like melted butter all over the floor. And then it'll be all slippery and... Never mind. I don't know if I can't say I've come unhinged, because I don't know if I ever was, so. I told Oe I'd go to the director's house and ask him about all this. Oh, we're not going to tell her about our plans to, sex it out of him? That's fine. I valid. Okay, that's fine.
My little lamb.
You really are bold sometimes. She has no idea that we're sleeping with him, so it's fine. I matched her smile with my own.
Yeah, just like that. Go and see him with that smile.
I can go and see him with anything. It doesn't matter what I'm wearing, because I will be wearing nothing but said smile.
If Director Kobase really was falsely accused, we can't just leave things as they are, right? Maybe that smile of yours can get the truth out of him.
She's using smile as a code word for vagina, right? Because, okay.
And I think it's better if I'm not there for it. Mind if I ask you to handle this one for me?
I also think it's better if... Again, this is so adorable. Always like, you should just go and talk to him, because you're close to him, and I won't be there. And it's like, yeah, that's probably a better idea, because the things I'm going to do to that man to get him to spill the beans, you probably don't want to witness. Also, I'm not sure if I'm ready for that kind of show. I can, hike my tits up and seduce the shit out of that man, but, I don't think I want somebody to watch it. You know what I mean? I don't know if I'm quite into that kink. Maybe while we're playing an Otome game, sure, but I'm reality. Nah, and I don't think she's ready for that kind of kink. She definitely isn't, I nodded back at her.
Just promise you won't overdo it, okay?
Oh, I'm gonna overdo it. After seeing Oe off at the ticket gate, I turned and hurried toward Director Kobase's home. Or I shoved him on the bed and told me, you were going to tell me. Oh, good, we get to be him now. Okay. The moon shone bright in the dark, clear sky. What? Why are you getting all poetic now? I feel like he's just sitting there with, whiskey and, the moon shone bright in the dark, clear sky. I felt so alone. I am not okay today. I stood by the window, puffing cigarette smoke. Oh, right, he's a smoker. Oh, so unsexy. We're gonna have to break you of that habit. I keep telling myself I'll quit, but then I find myself lighting up again. you're a little stressed, and if you are a smoker, this would be a very hard time to quit. I get it, but still, we're going to break you of that habit. As I tipped the ashes into my ashtray, I watched the stars twinkle and attempted to clear my mind. Also, you're smoking in the house, which is even more disgusting, because now your whole house reeks. I'd been so busy dealing with the situation, but since it blew up and I was now at home, I had an abundance of free time. Free time to think about her. She doesn't smoke, and young women don't like kissing smokers. Valid. He's onto something. What am I thinking? After all this, did I really believe I'd have a relationship with her? Go! Yeah, this is why she needs to come here and seduce him. Because that will get, okay. Now he's in self-doubt territory. He's like, oh, she's not going to want to be involved with me after all this. And it's like, we're going to come to his house and he's going to be like, why are you? You're going to be like, I told you I loved you. This isn't going to change that. I'm going to need you to take your pants off and then tell me the motherfucking truth. And and then it'll literally blow his mind. Well, maybe literally. But whatever she's got to do to get the truth out of him. But like, it'll be easier to get the truth out of him then because he'll just be like, wait, you actually still love me? And you're like, yeah, stupid. And then we'll have sex with him. And so it'll be like a double shot. Oh, it's perfect. Oh, perfect. Right. This is exactly where we need him. Thinking back on my time with her, I allowed myself to smile. And then I heard the doorbell ring from the living room. I would hope so. Who could that be at this hour? And tilting my head, I got up to open the door. It could be your stalker bitch, so probably a bad idea, but we know it's us, so. Without contacting... Oh, now we're me. Without contacting him on Ring, I headed straight for Kobase's place. Dude, call him Yoji now. We're not at work. I rang the doorbell nervously, and a confused Kobase answered. What are you... I told him there was something I needed to talk with him about. Grab him and kiss him. Not here. Come in. Director Kobase gently ushered me inside. The fact that he didn't turn me away made me feel lighter. He trusted me. I mean, you have had sex with the man. You do remember that, right? Like, you guys weren't drunk then. I understand the kissing and making out. You were both drunk. Neither one of you remembered. But you remembered the fucking, right? That happened. Right? I'm not crazy. That fucking happened. It could happen again. I'm just saying. On the way to the living room, I noticed the open window and cigarette butts. I mean, just because you had the window open and you were blowing the smoke outside does not mean you weren't smoking in your fucking house and still smoking in your house. Following my gaze, he scratched his cheek sheepishly. I've got some time on my hands now. Thought I'd have a smoke. When I have time on my hands, that's not what I do, but okay. Director Kobase laughed as I told him to look after his health. You really are a worrier, aren't you? Well, I don't want you to die. The only person who's gonna die is that bitch. But now that we've figured out that you didn't do it, as long as she listens to reason, I won't have to fucking fill her with cement shoes and chuck her in an ocean. So, all the crazies in the Manharem are a little disappointed that we're not gonna have a whack-a-bitch moment. You know what I mean? But, sorry boys. Well, don't worry, we'll need your expertise in crazy soon, I'm sure. Who knows when, but... His smile was so endearing that I struggled to regain my composure. I sat down on the couch and turned toward him. With both of us settled in, I began talking. I told him that everyone wanted him back in the office, and so we took the initiative to start investigating the incident. Oh, see, no. You're explaining things. You need to push him down, get on top of him, and be like, tell me the fucking truth. And slowly start seducing him, so that he just can't think straight, and then he'll tell you the truth. She just doesn't know how to use her feminine wiles for this. I would say don't do that to your boss normally, but since we're doing this, man, seems like a good plan. I'm just, right? You can't fault me for that. Also, 2 birds, 1 stone. We get the truth out of him, and we get to sleep with him again. So, I see no problems with that plan. I explained that we visited his hometown and ran into his former teacher, who also suspected that Kobase wasn't at fault. Then I told him we visited Satake and that he seemed visibly upset with us. Director Kobase remained silent, then checked his watch. Do you still have some time? You're like, why the fuck do you think I came here? I have all the time in the world for you. I came here planning to get the whole story, so I nodded. Let's go for a drive. He swiped his keys and escorted me to the front door. I was puzzled until Director Komase faced me and asked, Let's see, I want to go to the beach? I blinked and thought. I'm assuming happy face, because sad face is like, no, I don't want to go to the beach. This is like, I will go wherever you feel comfortable telling me the whole story. Because that's what he's doing. He's like, let's go. He's got to clear his head a little bit and go to the beach, and it'll be easier. You know what I mean? Like, I can kind of get the logic of, like, if I'm sitting there somewhere else, away from my home, although you'd think in your home you feel more comfortable, but at the same time, I'm going to tell you a really big secret in my living, and then I'm going to remember that. But if I'm at the beach, it's a different location, and I won't have those memory triggers when I'm sitting here looking at my dining room table and being like, we were sitting right there when I told, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, get the memory triggers in a different location, you know? Even though your home would be more comfortable, but like, it's a weird psychology behind it, so I get it. I would think it'd be happy, right? Yeah, okay. It's a laugh. Well, I love how when Otome kittens think it's laughter. I don't think it's really laughter, but in this case, but I always wanted to go on a road trip to the beach. You look pretty excited. I'm excited to go anywhere with you. But I guess it's pretty late, huh? And besides, you must be tired. Nope. We'll save the beach date for another time. Kawase breathed out a laugh and smiled. My eyelids started getting heavy, and he pinched my cheek. Are you really that tired? I didn't want that to be an inconvenience. I'd be happy to go out for a drive with him. No, I'll fall asleep in the car, to be fair. I guess I'm going stir-crazy with all this free time. I know what to do with some of that free time. It's me. I'm the thing that you're gonna do. We know this. How about we just go for a night drive? We won't go very far. I just need to clear my head. Told you. Remembering the ashtray filled with cigarette butts, I realized how stressed he must be. With that in mind, I hopped into the car with him and instantly fell asleep. Look, if I am tired and you put me in the passenger seat, I will fall the fuck asleep. I may be a grown-ass adult, but I still fall asleep like a baby in a car. It's like, ow. Alright, let's go then. With his foot firmly on the gas pedal, the car zipped through the city lights. As he drove, Director Kobase quietly spoke about the incident from his past. Listen, it means a lot to me that you guys want to help. And be sure to tell the others I said that. But digging up the past on my account, I don't want that. Too fucking bad. It's 4 against 1, bitch. I've admitted my sins, and I've paid a heavy price for them. Even if it was a false charge, I would prefer to leave it alone. I'm sorry. Behind his glasses, his eyes looked stormy with turmoil. If you really care about me, you'll leave it alone. Nope, no I won't. I do care about you, and if that makes you hate me, I'm not leaving it alone. I'm not going to let you suffer for this. With those words, the possibility of Director Kawase being innocent felt stronger than ever. He felt indebted to the president, and so he tried to protect Estarcy. He was worried about me, which is why he pushed me away. Like, yeah, you can't keep protecting everybody else and not yourself. Like, you did something for a friend that was stupid but noble, sure. And I mean, I guess I understand it. Like, I kind of get it if your friend had been in a lot of trouble before and this would have been a nail in the coffin and you're like, listen, I've never done anything bad, so like, they'll go easier on me type of a thing. But it has now ruined the rest of your motherfucking life. And like, you're still living with the guilt of taking the blame for hurting someone even though you didn't. You're taking on guilt. I mean, your friend, I'm sure, still feels guilty about having done it. And, I mean, clearly it's not like he's like, what? Nothing ever happened. Like, that could have been the straw that broke the camel's back, so to say, with the friend who cleaned up his act and is now a better person and, like, stopped being a hooligan. Whatever, right? But, so it's not to say that, like, oh, he doesn't feel guilty, and he probably does feel guilty for what he did and knowing that his friend took the heat for him and all that shit. But it's not like, oh, nothing, it was just an accident. You went to juvie for a little while. The kid broke his leg and he's fine. He's still dealing with the permanent effects of this probably over a decade later. You know what I mean? And like, so yeah, the family's going to be mad. Again, I do think the family does need to, like, I don't want to say get over it, but it's one of those, like, accidents happen, prices were paid, it does suck, and you are going to be mad and upset about it forever, but you can't focus on that. You know what I mean? Like, do you have a right to constantly, every once in a while, go, well, this fucking sucks. Fuck the universe. Yes. And be like, still mad at that person for what happened. Yes. You're always going to be mad about that shit, you know? But you can't, that can't be 24/7. You're going to fucking kill yourself. You know what I mean? And so it's not like, let it go. No, because, like, if I were not the sister, but if I were the kid that was injured, I'd be pissed fucking permanently deep inside too. You'd constantly be upset about it. You know what I mean? But most of your days, you're going to go about your days like living your life, trying to be happy, doing the best you can. And then, yes, you're going to have those moments where you're like, fuck everything, fuck that guy, fuck the universe. You're going to have your pity party days. We all have them anyway, right? And it's justified. But you can't go through your life 24/7. Vengeance! Because seriously, that can't be the only thing you have in your life. Like his sister. It's really the only thing you have in your life? That's pathetic. So I want to be like, get the fuck over it. But it's like, not like, get over it. You shouldn't be mad someone hurt your brother. It's more like you need to learn to, like, most of the time let it go. You know what I mean? Like, I can understand her seeing him and wanting him to clock him in the face, sure. But, like, she's going above and beyond and being a psycho about it. But, even still, like, okay, he should not be paying now, later on in life, rehashing all of these crimes that weren't even hits. You paid at the time, you did the time for your friend's crime. Why should you have to suffer for the rest of your life for this? You know what I mean? Like, you know? Like, what the fuck? Like, I don't know. But anyway. He was willing to give up everything for the competition. He's willing to give up everything to keep this lie up. It's not just for the competition. Why was he always so stubborn when it came to helping others and yet never wanted to accept help himself? If we left things as they were, he'd carry all the blame on his shoulders forever. I couldn't stand by and let that happen. I asked him to tell me the truth. But he only gave me a small shake of his head. You're like, I will never have sex with you again. He's kind of already anticipated that would never happen. I'm afraid I can't do that. Not even for you. See, this is why you shouldn't have gone for a drive, because you could seduce it out of him. Girl, come on! This is the path I've chosen. You guys sure have a terrible boss, huh? As I stared at his forced smile, a realization popped into my head. Was he planning to leave the company? The question slipped out of my mouth. I wonder... His answer was frustratingly vague. He tilted his head as if pondering it. This is where you'd get mad. I asked myself why Director Kobase, who was more dedicated to his work than anyone, had to endure this. Anger welled up inside me until tears were dripping down my cheeks. I get that. Huh? Hey. As soon as he noticed I was crying, Director Kobase stopped the car. Why are you crying? The answer was, of course, because I loved him. Too tired for a filter, I blurted that out. Director Kobase's brow furrowed. Huh? Why are you saying that now? Because it's true! What's with you? With that small dismissal, he unbuckled his seatbelt and gently wiped my tears. All right, stop crying. His kindness was so sincere that my tears kept flowing. I waved him away, telling him I'd be fine. Unbelievable. I love his little pouty face. Do we get a CG? Director Kawase chuckled before dropping a gentle kiss on my lips. I'm not moaning for him, but startled by his spontaneity, I froze. We don't get a CG of that? I'm disappointed, game. I can't believe someone cried for me. You're like, I'm gonna keep doing it, because I love you, you stupid bastard. Amasawa, thank you. First name Jesus! Stop it, don't revert. His eyes were a bit misty, but he smiled at me. In a way, I feel like your tears saved me. That's enough for me. I fought back more tears and offered him a smile. I just don't like how he's not going to tell us anything, and we're still going to solve this crime and solve this case, but it's still annoying that this man is being a stubborn little bitch about it. Okay, all right. Psychos and the man harem need to find a way to get the truth out of him because she is not going to pony up the sex to get it out of him. So we might have to torture him a little bit. The cry torture might be working. I don't know. That's better. The tips of my ears burned, and I was sure my face was bright red. Director Kobase looked at the dashboard clock before fastening his seatbelt. It's getting late. Let's get you back to your apartment. Just for today, I wanted to be by his side for a little longer. As Director Kobase turned on the car, I expressed that and placed my hand on his. He looked at me. I don't mind. Not one bit. Yeah, that look on your face says you don't mind. Oh, yeah. Let's go get a little frisky. Feeling embarrassed, I couldn't make eye contact with him. Well then, let's head back to my place. Speaking of which, have you had dinner? I realized I hadn't eaten a thing. I come straight to his house after meeting with Oe and told him as much. I thought so. And before you worry about my health, you should worry about yourself. You know what? You don't get to say that! You don't get to do this! You don't get to be... No. I'm gonna need you to bounce off me, flip back on you, motherfucker. Before you worry about everyone the fuck else, including your fucking friend who ran over a kid, why don't you worry about yourself for fucking once and stop taking the blame for this shit now? Shut up! I love him, but he needs to be slapped. Someone needs to slap this man. Well then, let's pick something up on our way home. How about some pizza? With tomato sauce, of course. I know a great Italian place on the way home. I was so happy that he remembered what I liked that I couldn't help but smile. What? Did I say something weird? Your favorite. Yeah, I remember. You sure pick up on the little things. Look at him blushing, he's adorable. Well, it's only natural to remember things about someone you care about. For the record, I like rice bowls, if you ever wanted to know that. I wondered if this was his way of hinting that we'd have dinner together in the future. I mean, don't overthink it. Just forget I said anything. No, because he wants to, but he just doesn't think that you're going to be in love with him after he fucks up his entire life just for a stupid friend. It's a little late. Look, you did your time. Now we're going to fix this. And we're done talking about this. Let's go. And we'll get takeout and eat at my place. He beamed and stepped on the gas pedal. I felt refreshed as I admired the beautiful night sky above. I'm just going to imagine we got freaky that night, even if the game didn't tell us. Because there is no way I am not sleeping with this man. We're after dinner. Never mind, we haven't gotten there yet. Okay, I figured this was like the next day. After dinner, the director said he still had some work to do, so I borrowed his shower. Stepping out of the shower, I considered just how dedicated he was to his work, even while he was suspended. This is when you walk out of the room in a towel, and he's like, did you remember what I told you? And you're like, yes. That's why I'm in a towel. Are you properly dressed today? Or you step out naked? I turned around to see the director looking at me with a mischievous grin on his face. This is why you step out only in a towel! She's so stupid! I'm only kidding. I'm not. Your futon's packed up in the attic, so you can sleep in my room tonight. What? Surprised? I wouldn't let you sleep on the floor, and I'm planning to work in the living room. It's for the best. No. This is why you step out in a towel. I wonder what kind of work he could be doing on a Saturday while suspended. I'd be like, no, you're coming to bed with me. Before I could ask him if I was bothering him, he piped up. I've got to get back to confirming the edits that Saltame and the others made for the competition. Even Monato's pitching in and working on a Saturday. I have to support them. But don't tell anybody at the company. He grabbed my arm and walked me to his room. And tomorrow's Sunday, so there's no work. If you don't have any plans, feel free to sleep in. I really appreciate what you did for me today. I'll have to thank Oe later, too. Well then, good night. I suppressed the urge to look back at him, and just as I was about to get into bed, he pulled my arm back forcefully. Oh, I'm not moaning for him, but wait. His face suddenly appeared in front of mine, and my body filled with heat as our lips met. Oh, damn. Oh, and he's going hot. The kiss was hotter than the shower. Passionate yet gentle, it chased away all the stress of the day. Damn it, why do we not get CGs of this shit? Sorry about that. I just couldn't resist anymore. Then take your fucking pants off. If we go any further than that, I'm afraid I won't want to stop. So that's all for now. She should have just walked out in the fucking towel. God, do I gotta do everything? Good night. Sleep well. I'm not gonna sleep at all after you kissed me like that. You just left me hanging. Jesus. He left the room for real that time. Ugh! This man is such a tease. So much happened that day, but at least it ended with me in his bed. That is the best line in this game. At least it ended with me in his bed. I mean, he's not here with me and we're not having sex, but still, I'll take it. That's fucking hilarious. My God. They know exactly what we want. Would I be able to sleep? No. As I mulled over everything, I slowly felt my fatigue overtake me. Hopefully we wake up with him in the morning and he, comes in and sleeps in here with us. And doesn't just sleep on the couch. Yes, spin-off episode. Because, Chapter 6 is the last one, so... Right? So, I think Chapter 6 is the last one, so... Good night. Sleep well. Okay, so this is that night. Okay, same night. Okay. That was close. I know I told her to sleep in my bed, but seeing her look at me like that... If things weren't so busy, I probably would have joined her in bed right then and there. You should have! Whenever I have a minute to myself, she's all I can think about. I'm just glad I have some work to do. Right. Everyone was working so hard, I couldn't let them down now. Unfortunately, I can only support them from the sidelines now. All right. That's right, I'll have to thank Oe later. Still, traveling all the way to my hometown, I would have never expected that. Would the old Amasawa have done something that rash? No way. She was always too cautious. Maybe our time working together impacted her in more ways than I expected. But I thought if she could experience some new things, she might be able to break out of her shell. I guess she came out of her shell quickly. I'll be taking orders from her soon enough. I wish she had tried to order you to get in damn bed with us. Jesus! I've got work to do. I pushed myself to do just a little more as I looked over the revised documents. That was kind of a letdown for, a thing. It's yeah, we already kind of knew that. There was nothing... Yeah, I don't know. Gradually, I fell deeper and deeper into slumber. So warm. Please tell me he's in bed with us. All right, stop crying. Unbelievable. I'm not moaning, but... I'll sigh. I can't believe someone cried for me. Spacey, thank you. This was a dream. Hearing its deep voice whisper my name made me swoon. I love you, Spacey. A car screeched to a halt outside and interrupted us. I jolted awake upon hearing loud voices coming from the living room. I quickly realized that the car I heard in my dream had been real. I couldn't think of who would visit Kobase at this hour. Anxious, I went to check on him at Satake, isn't it? That's the friend's name, right? The when I entered the living room, I saw Director Kobase speaking with someone in the dark. The voice sounded familiar. Then I recognized him. It was the man Oe and I had visited earlier in the day. Why now? What am I supposed to do? Answer me, Yoji! Satake looked like a frightened animal as he reached out to grab Director Kobase. As I stepped forward to intervene, Kobase snapped at me. Don't! Satake's eyes caught mine and he glared fiercely at me. Suddenly I was petrified. I couldn't move an inch. The thing is she shouldn't have said anything. She should have listened before she came. You know what I mean? Listen and hear what's happening and then be like, oh, so he did do it. Okay. You're the girl from this afternoon. This is all your fault. The man took his attention off Kobase and lurched toward me. Stop! Kobase yanked back on Satake's arm and stepped between us. He lost his balance and fell over. With Satake on the ground, the director placed a hand on each of my shoulders, reassuringly. It's all right. You're not in danger. Trust me. Hearing his soft voice was like having a blanket wrapped around me. I asked what had happened while I was sleeping. The question was for Kobase, but Satake spoke first. I got here earlier. I asked why he came so late. You came earlier today to ask about that old case, right? I couldn't leave that alone. Right after that, I went looking for Yoji's address and found out that he lives here. There was no way for me to find out where you lived, so... You said before you work with him, right? I figured Yoji must have put you up to this. I assumed you were looking for evidence. The director sighed. The man scrambled to his knees and bowed low to us, his head nearly touching the floor. I know I'm asking a lot of you, but please don't tell anyone what happened that night. This was as good as an admission. This man was the culprit. Ignoring my shock, Satake looked directly at Kobase as he spoke. I'm married now. We're having a baby and it's due next month. My wife doesn't know about any of this. I never told her. And if my company found out, I could lose my job. It's taken me so long to find work. I mean, I can understand in his case, like, it's taken him so long to find work probably because he was a hooligan and he had probably had other shit on his rap sheet. But it's one of those, like, my wife doesn't know. I'm, okay, well, fine. But I could lose my job and Kobase could fucking lose his. So, like, you're the one that fucking did this. You're asking somebody else who already took responsibility for your crimes to cover your ass as teenagers to give up every fucking thing in his life to cover your fucking ass again. No. Bullshit. Stand the fuck up and be a real man. Like, I know what I'm asking is selfish. I know I've caused trouble for you already, but again, like, Kobase dealt with it. And, like, if it never came back up, it'd be one thing. But now he could lose his fucking job. He will never find another job again. Like, no one, like, his reputation, everything is tanked, and you get to go off. You've had the last 10 fucking years to get your shit to, you know what I mean? Like, no, no. Satake crumbled. Between shaky breaths, his tears dripped onto the floor. If the sister hadn't found him and and it was just like we found out and the company found out and blah, 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 and we could cover it up again and like nothing was really going to happen to him except for, no, it's just weird rumor, it's not true, blah, 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 whatever. That'd be one thing. But he is going to lose his reputation and his job and his ability to find another fucking job because of that. Then I'm going to call bullshit. You don't get to do, I'll lose my job. Yeah, for an action and a crime you committed. You know? What the fuck? But please, you're the only one who can help me. He was built like a bull, but at that moment he looked like a scared little boy. Nah, no, I'm going to defend my marshmallow. But even if that was all true, it wasn't right to let Kobase take the fall for this. I say something. Fucking say something. I pulled on Kobase's sleeve, about to voice my feelings, but he shook his head. Kobase kneeled beside Satake and spoke gently. Okay, I get it. Now get yourself off the floor. Satake raised his tear-stained face from the ground. No. You're being way too good of a friend, and this man is not being good enough of a friend at all.
Don't worry. I have no intention of telling anyone the truth about what happened that night.
I do! Fuck this! Director Kobase patted Satake on the back and smiled.
Sorry, did I hurt you earlier?
No, this is bullshit. I don't... Alright, let's just see how it goes, but I'm not liking this.
But you're the one who tried to grab her. You've gone soft after all these years. Seriously, how many times am I gonna have to save your ass?
A half laugh, half sob escaped Satake thanks to Kobase's teasing.
You're about to have a kid, right? Shouldn't they be the crybaby instead of you?
Despite the tears trailing into his lips, Satake smiled.
I'm no crybaby.
From this interaction alone, I could see they had a deep bond that stretched back years. Yeah, but... No, you do shit for your friends, but there was a line, and this has crossed it now.
I didn't mean to worry you. Honestly, I had no idea this would blow up the way it did. I handled it poorly and worried my employees. It's not their fault. But you don't have to worry about me. And once I wrap things up on my current job, I'm gonna walk away from it. I'm alone, unlike you. And there's always somewhere else I can start over.
No, there's not, because you have to, lie about this crime and it's gonna keep coming out. This woman is never gonna stop stalking you unless you fucking move to another country. That is literally the only way it's gonna work. The director smiled, but the smile didn't reach his eyes. I'm so sorry. You fucking should be, and you should take responsibility for your fucking actions at this point. Kawase sighed, exasperated with Satake's endless apologies.
Ugh, you sure are stubborn. Your pregnant wife's waiting for you at home, isn't she? She must be worried about what you're up to at this hour. Go home and reassure her, will you?
Kawase leaned forward and offered Satake a hand to help him off the ground. Satake bowed politely before hurrying off. I think the thing... it's actually, a really good plot and a good story, because it's very interesting and it's not something I feel like we've seen before. But it kind of pisses me off because it's no. Why is our marshmallow so fucking ballless? This is not, oh, it's so noble and wonderful, you protected your friend. And it's no! What the fuck? Grow a set, man! And I am not one of the, I like our marshmallows. I like the big, soft, gushy fucking marshmallows. But you are crossing a line, sir. The self-sacrifice, is not fucking noble and wonderful. There are times where you were oh, that's a good thing, and that's sweet and wonderful, and you did the self-sacrifice thing. This is past that. This is bullshit. This is you're gonna ruin your entire fucking life for this guy? No. What you did for him at the time was great and wonderful, and okay, you took the rap for it, and I don't know if I would have done it, but you know what, I ain't that nice. So, you know what I'm saying? Okay, I can see how sweet and wonderful and soft, but there is a point where you just need to stop it. Stop it. This is ridiculous. Although, this is usually the main characters are the ones who are just I'll do anything for me. Okay, whatever. And they're stupid and naive. And it's I'm gonna need you to grow a set and get a brain cell because you cannot keep just doing whatever anybody fucking tells you and being a goddamn doormat. But now he's the fucking doormat. So it is kind of interesting in that respect. So, But it's a little, it's no. I still love him, don't get me wrong. But I think they kind of did him a little dirty. And I gotta be honest, I don't think it's my favorite route, even though I love him to death. I love that he's the marshmallow that he is, because I like the bitches with glasses who turn out to be marshmallows. But I am not impressed with the constant self-sacrifice and the constant, and the you're gonna ruin your life. And even if it all works out perfectly fine and nothing bad happens and oh great, it's that's not real. And that kind of makes me mad that you just were no, but everything's fine. It's no, but no, there is a line for marshmallows that we want them to be sweet and wonderful and adorable, and they'll just do things to help other people, but actually think about yourself for fucking once. You cannot be selfless 100% of the time without being a fucking doormat, and I'm not feeling that. I still love the man, don't get me wrong, but hell no. Hell no. This brings out this. Okay, all right, all right. You know what? We are back to just digging out the fucking psychos and the manhammer, and we're gonna kill this bitch to make it better. Because that's the only way. It is the only way that this self-sacrificing fucking marshmallow is ever gonna not just fucking ruin his entire life for some other asshole. I don't care how good of friends you are. You haven't seen this man since you moved. You ain't that good of friends anymore. So, sorry. Like, think about yourself for fucking once. And also, you're not alone, you little bitch. What the hell? So, like, no. No, I don't like it. Mm-mm. No, I am not here for this. I am here for banging our boss, but I guess, like, I'm extremely disappointed with what they've done with this route. I mean, not extremely disappointed. I'm just like, at the end of the day, I like the concept and the story that they picked because it's different. It's definitely not what I expected, but it does make me mad about what a little bitch he is. Like, with the concept, like, it's too soft. You know what I mean? I'm gonna need you to get a little bit of a spine. So it's like, no, I don't love that. I still love him though. And if he were a character that I wasn't as into, you know what I mean? And and then we had this route, I'd have been like, no, fuck this shit. I'm like, I would have been a way more disappointed in the character and the route and everything. But because I love him to begin with, I'm giving it a pass, but I'm still not satisfied. I'm like, no, it's going to be like a 2 out of 10 for me here. Like 10 out of 10 for getting to bang our boss and for him being the marshmallow and everything and being adorable. But 2 out of 10 for the fact that you need to grow a set of balls, sir, and stand up for yourself for fucking once. You know what I mean? Like, because I feel like you're also negating our relationship in this. Like, I'm alone. You are not alone, you son of a bitch. What the fuck? I know you're not going to think of, like, your coworkers and stuff like that in moments like this, but I am not just your coworker. What the hell? And again, you should think about put yourself before you would do, okay, fine, but, like, put yourself first. You're putting this man before everybody else, and you haven't spoken to him in, like, a decade or more. Yet, no, nope, fail, don't like it. Anyway, after seeing Satake off, Kabase returned to the living room. We made eye contact and sighed heavily. I checked the clock. It was 4 a.m. To be fair, we're going to stick it out with this motherfucker because I love him. But in reality, if this situation happened, I'd be like, you're going to let your whole entire life be ruined for that guy. Yeah, no, I don't think I'd stand for it, and I think I'd be like, peace out, motherfucker. I don't think I could stand by someone who is that fucking selfless and naive that they don't think about themselves ever. There was a time to be selfish, okay? This is one of those times. It's okay to be selfish. All right? This is a time where it's stupid to be this selfless. Stupid. You know? Like, I'm guessing you're also wide awake. In that case, why don't we chat? I still love him, though. Because it's an Otome game. And I love our glasses marshmallow with the pissed off salad cat face. But, yeah, no. I don't like that they made him this much of a bitch. I don't like it. I can't even say that. It's just, you made him too selfless and too marshmallowy, and it's like, it's too much. I have diabetes now, and not in the good way. You know? Not where you're like, oh my God, I'm going to get diabetes because it's so cute and sweet. It's like, dear God, I'm going to vomit. It's too much sugar. I think I've overdosed, and I'm literally going to die. And not in the good way. This is bad. Like, I don't know. As he spoke, Director Kobase poured me some coffee from a fresh pot. The warm, nutty aroma of the brew wafted from the steaming cup. We sipped our drinks side by side, both still reeling from the night's events. After some silence, he finally spoke. Seeing as you're already wrapped up in this, and there's something I'd like to tell you. Will you listen? Let me guess, you lied about the accident. Oh wait, hold on. Let's let him tell us and then act surprised. I nodded. I straightened my back and rotated to face him.
And the guy who was just here, he may be an idiot, but he saved my ass more times than I care to count.
Kawase explained their childhood friendship. They'd been unlikely friends. Even when other kids had been afraid of Kobase, Satake stood by his side.
It was only him and his mom at home, and at the time of the accident, she was really sick. In order to make ends meet, he had to double up on his part-time job in school. It was tough for him.
His eyes grew distant as if lost in his memories. Okay, so this is not you covered for him because you were like, it's really hard for him, I covered for him. Okay. Nice, but stupid. This is not, he already had a really long rap sheet and this would have really destroyed everything. I could kind of understand that a little better. This is just you, again, being a bit of a doormat. So, okay.
That night, we were riding our motorcycles to our part-time job together, and when I looked back, he was just gone. It all happened so fast. His bike started toppling over, and he crashed onto the sidewalk.
He choked on his own words for a moment. The thing is like, again, it was an accident. He was going around a corner and he fell off his motorcycle. Like, he didn't, you know what I mean? Like, it's ridiculous.
The streets were almost always empty at that time of night, but there was a young boy walking home from a friend's house.
I placed my hand on top of his and held his gaze. Recovering his composure with a small smile, he continued.
When I thought of how much his mother was suffering, I couldn't bear to see him arrested. I knew him better than anybody, and I knew all the things he was struggling with, so I did the only thing I could think of, and took his place.
Thinking of being in Kobase's shoes made my chest ache.
I knew it was wrong to withhold the truth from the victim's family. So, in a sense, I'm just as guilty as he is. But I know he's beat himself up about this far more than I ever could.
I mean, again, I do think it's a little stupid, but you were trying to protect your friend. You weren't thinking straight. You were thinking, okay, fine, whatevs. It's the fact that he's like, I'm married and I could lose my job. And you could lose your fucking job and your livelihood and like, but your friend doesn't think about that. You are completely selfless and he is being completely selfish. And this is not a good friendship. You know what I mean? Like, I want to be like, the rest of everything that they're building up for their friendship sounds great. But in this moment, it's not making me feel good about it, though, you know? You're like, I have a bad taste in my mouth about this friendship right now. Kabase bit his lip as he squeezed my hand.
It's been so long since I saw him last. He looked so desperate to stop the truth from coming out. He can be such a wimp.
It'd be one thing if he came here and was like, oh my God, but you know what? No, you're right. I should speak up. And like, I didn't tell my wife. And he's saying all these things and I was afraid of losing my job. But like, I need to tell the truth. And Kabase was like, no, we're not doing that. Then it'd be different. But this guy was like, you can't tell anyone. I could lose my wife and my job. What about my job? And Kabase's like, what about my fucking job and my fucking life? You know what I mean? Like, that I think is what pisses me off about this. It's not like the friend was willing to tell the truth, was freaked out, scared, and then was like, no, we need to tell the truth. It's not fair. And then Kabase was like, shut your fucking mouth. We're not doing that. And he made the choice. The guy almost Kabase was never going to tell the truth, but like, you feel like the guy guilted you into it in a way. And it's like, no, you know what? You weren't even willing to tell the truth. You just still want me to cover for your ass with no, like, thoughts on somebody else's life that you ruined, you know? Even if you're beating yourself up, you're not even willing to take responsibility for your actions at this point. Like, you know, I understand it's scary and everything, but if he had just been willing to if they had just written that in, like him being like, yeah, I hate that I'm worried and I never told my wife and I could lose my job and it's been so hard to find work, but we need to tell the truth. I can't let this happen. Like, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I can't keep hiding like this or whatever. And Kabase was like, no, shut your fucking mouth. Then I think I would have felt better about it. I would have been like, okay, well, it's all on Kabase, right? But Kabase is still like your friend's like, you can't do this to me. Excuse me, you selfish son of a bitch? What the fuck? So their whole friendship means nothing to me right now, and you know what the fuck? Like, I just no, no, no. They just executed this poorly, you know.
Which reminds me, what kind of rumors have you and OA been spreading about me in my hometown?
He tapped my forehead with his knuckles. I told him I hadn't known all these details and just wanted to help him. He reached out, cut my cheeks in his hands, and gingerly pulled my face close.
Hey, why did you do all that for me?
Because you're not alone, you dumb fuck. He seemed so wistful, burdened with carrying all this for so long. This man makes me so fucking angry. I'm not sure if I want to slap him, kiss him, or fuck him. I think I want to do all of those things, but I'm still fucking mad at him. I stared straight back into those pained eyes and I told him, because I love you, because I have the utmost respect for you, because I want to see you smile, because I don't want you to quit. The utmost respect for you is very work formal. I don't want you to quit is very work. I love you and because I want to see you smile are very good romantic answers. And it better be because I love you. Okay, is all I'm saying. I want to see you smile is a good one, but because I love you is the best fucking answer here. Oh, save file too. Okay. All right, because we got to get the work answer. We got to get the work one. I only have one hand right now. You know the deal. Bird sitting in the other one. Okay. So we'll save here. Damn fucking right. It's because I love you. I was going to say, if that's not the answer, I'm going to be fucking livid. Because any other answer is, they're okay, but they're not the greatest.
Love me? How can you say something so embarrassing with such a straight face?
With a reaction like that, I feared I had moved too quickly. Okay, we've already confessed our love for each other. We've had sex. We told him we loved him last night in the car, earlier tonight. Still night. In the car. Why are we moving too fast, telling him I love him again? We've told him this like 4 times already. Twice tonight. But I soldiered on. I said that it was natural to tell the person you love how you feel.
I see. So you've made up your mind. Well...
With growing confidence, I repeated my declaration, and he dropped a soft kiss on my lips.
Yeah, I guess you're right. If I were you, I'd probably do the same thing. Because if this were flipped around, I'd act like a fool. I mean, I'm the fool, not you. Don't get all pouty.
His deliberate teasing at the serious moment made my heart seize up.
Oh, don't look at me like that. All right, I'll cut it out.
Watching his tiny, fleeting smile, a single tear trickled down my cheek.
If you're gonna look at me like that, I'd rather you just stay pouty.
His rough hand traced the outline of my tears. Director Kobase pressed his forehead against mine. He met my eyes seriously.
There's no need to cry. I'm just glad to know you feel that way.
He slowly moved his face away and wiped my tears away with his fingers.
But like I said before, this was my choice, and I made it long ago. I realize it may be difficult for you to accept, but I hope you will eventually.
No. We're gonna have to go kill some people. Don't worry, we'll clean this mess up for you because you're clearly incapable of it. So, Psychos and the Man Harem, start figuring out a game plan. We're Plan A is still on. He spoke with painful sincerity. This was what he wanted, unflinchingly. I gave him a small nod, knowing there was nothing more to say. His hands combed through my hair. When I couldn't resist him any longer, I wrapped my arms around his neck and he quietly kissed me.
Spacey.
I pulled him closer to me. I was afraid that if I let go, he would drift away. As if he read my mind, he pressed his body against mine and we collapsed on the couch together. Oh, good, we're getting freaky again. But we don't get a CG of this. No CGs. A few days later, the Starcy Planning Department managed to get through the competition without Kobase. We were told the results wouldn't be announced for several weeks. After it was all over, we met in the conference room to reflect on the competition.
You seriously didn't expect him to throw us all those curveball questions. Guess those big companies are pretty strict. Good thing I'm a genius. I was all like, oh yeah? You think that's a tough question? Bam! There's your answer. I fucking love the Labradoodle.
No, we got through it because we were prepared.
Saltame and Minato were in charge of the presentation. Despite private bickering, they worked well together in public.
Thankfully, we had a strict pair of eyes looking over our materials for us.
The competition materials marked red with Kobase's notes rested on the table.
Well, we've done all we can.
Everyone nodded in agreement. Soon after, Director Kobase sent us all an email. In it, he praised our diligent work on the presentation and apologized for everything leading up to it. I told the others as much about the incident as Director Kobase felt comfortable with.
Not gonna lie, I still can't really accept this. But I guess it's not really up to us, is it?
No, but you could secretly write a letter to somebody and be like, he's not the one that caused the accident. He was covering for someone else. You go figure out the rest. Because that's exactly what I would fucking do. But I'd send it from an internet cafe and an email that I made up at that moment and that I deleted afterward, and so there was no way to trace it back to me. There would be if somebody investigated it because they would see the cameras in the internet cafe, but like they ain't gonna go that far to investigate.
That's right. It's ultimately up to the director to decide what's right for his future.
Or you pay someone, I need you to go into an internet cafe and go send this email. And then someone else goes in and does it. And you make sure you're wearing a disguise. So you get one of your man harem boyfriends to put a disguise on you who's really good at like makeup and disguises. Okay, because you know you got somebody in there, right? Probably a couple people. And then you pay someone, then they describe the old woman with the gray hair and the hook nose and everything, and it looks nothing like you, and you're like, I don't tell them anything. Make sure you're also not in the same city that you live in, so we're gonna have to travel to go there. Yeah, it's okay. It's great. We got this. We got this. We got ways. Somebody's gonna come up with a plan on how to do this to get this message to that bitch so we don't have to kill her. Otherwise, we have to kill her. So, okay. Sorry, guys. Plan A, killing the bitch. That's on the back burner. We're going to go with plan B. Sneak her a message to let her know that Kabase didn't do it. So she figures it out. Fuck Satake, because you know what? He needs to be responsible for his own motherfucking actions at this point. And if she doesn't let it go and she doesn't believe us and she can't figure it out because she's too fucking stupid and she keeps coming after my man, then we'll resort back to plan A, which is kill the bitch. Okay, so kill the bitch is now plan B, and secretly give her the information that Kabase didn't do it as plan A. Okay, all right. We good? We're good. All right, work on that, boys.
It's true we still don't know the final result, but our focus right now should be on doing what we can to help Astarcy. I mean, that's the least we can do to repay the director for everything he's done to help us all this time.
It's true. It's not like this is the end or anything.
Might be. I mean, it's the end of the game. Well, the route. If anything, Astarcy's future starts today.
We're starting up with a bang with this new project.
The revised columns have also been well received. Everyone says they're much easier to read now.
Yeah, they're both terrific.
It was just as everyone said. Even if Director Kabase was gone, we just have to keep on doing what he taught us. The conversation shifted to what we could do to keep Astarcy alive. After work, I returned home to my apartment. It felt strange not returning home to Kabase's place, even though I'd lived here far longer than there. As I thought about what I was going to make for dinner that night, my phone rang. Boyfriend! Director Kabase's name flashed on my screen. We've told him we loved him multiple times. We've had sex with the man probably multiple times because we definitely banged on that couch last night or the other night or whatever. But can we please start calling him by his first fucking name? My curiosity piqued. I answered the phone. Kabase sounded out of breath with excitement.
Sorry to call on such short notice. So I got a call from my friend.
Did he stand up for himself? Wait. Did he come through and man up to what he did? Because then I take back all the mean things I said before. And I don't take them back because I stand by them. He was being a bit of a bitch. You needed to grow some fucking balls. And if that man actually stood up and took responsibility for what he fucking did, then I'm here for it.
I don't want to bother you any more than I already have. This whole thing's been a nightmare for the company and for all of you. But there's more to it than that. I know if I act alone again, you'll worry, so I want you to come along this time.
He caught his breath and gave me the rest of the information. Okay. We're probably at the end, and to be fair, it could be 5 minutes, it could be 10 minutes, but we're at time. I'm going to stop here, and if it's only like 2 minutes or like under 10 minutes, I will edit it to the end of this. You know what I mean? But we still have to like go through like the little after story. Well, we don't have to do the after story, but you know what I mean? With the after credit story comes before the credits. But we still have to like look at all of our CGs and do all that and like whatever. So again, if that takes less than 10 minutes, I'll edit it to the end of this and you won't even know the difference. Otherwise, the next part's at least 20 minutes long. So whatever. Anyway, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.